For over 100 years, the Bank of Moundville has been a name clients can trust. The Bank of Moundville is more than just a bank. They're your neighbors, your friends, and your community partners. Their unique approach to financial education has always centered around families. They believe that financially strong homes today lay the foundation for a brighter futures for tomorrow's generation. You can call them today at 205-371-2227. Once again, that is 371-2227 to schedule an appointment to build your financial security. The Bank of Moundville is a member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Ferguson of South's Finest Meats, the official sponsor of the Stingray Show, has a message for you.
Everything we do here is fresh and custom made, custom to order. I tell people when they come in, if you don't see what you like, ask somebody. We've got the capability to process it, make it. If you want a different blend of hamburger meat, we'll do your brisket blend. We'll do your chuck blend. We'll do your sirloin blend. We do all that right here. We are a butcher shop. That's what we do. So please don't be afraid to ask if you don't see what you like. We can make you any size patty you want. We can make you any amount you want. People call me and say, well, how many patties come in the box? Well, ma'am, how many would you like in a box? You want 12, we'll put 12. You want 25, we'll put 25.
That's just one of the many things that South's Finest Meats has to offer, the official butcher shop of the Stingray Show. This is the Stingray Show, and coming up on this edition, we are going down to the bayou and talk with a Jamaican-born former LSU quarterback who won a Super Bowl ring with the New England Patriots as a backup to Tom Brady in 2003 and 2004. He played in 25 games at LSU, passing for 4,400 yards and 29 touchdowns. He played from 1998 through 2001 under both Gerry DiNardo and then Nick Saban. Rohan Davey joins us on this edition of the Stingray Show to talk about his football career, not only at LSU, but also in the pros with the New England Patriots.
Hi, this is Tim Brando with a reminder. Look out, you're about to feel the buzz of Stingray.
This is Stephen Ray, a.k.a. Stingray, coming to you live from Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
I'm Heath Hopkins. I'm here in DeSoto County, Mississippi, right outside of Memphis, Tennessee. Mark, I'm going to put you on the spot. Do you feel that responsibility to pay it forward and give some kid a chance coming up in the ranks, kind of like Tony did for you?
Why do you think I'm talking to Stingray tonight?
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
No.
Hey, Stingray, Here's the deal. When you get involved with Texas, it's like getting married to a stripper. and let me explain this. It looks good, kind of sexy on the surface, yeah. But then you get the baggage, you get the drama, you get all that eventually comes with it. And that's what you get with Texas, and that's what the Big 12 learned.
And Heath, any thoughts on our show moving forward?
Hey, with the Stingray Show, if you don't like it, you better learn to love it, because it's the best show going today, baby. Woo!
And with that, I want to welcome you inside another edition of the Stingray Show here on this Friday edition. And Heath, we are actually interviewing a former LSU quarterback who passed for 4,400 yards and 25 touchdowns in 25 games for LSU.
Yeah, Rohan was there. LSU had been a sleeping program for so many years, and it just started to turn around. Rohan was part of that.
Right.
And it kept building and building and building. It got bigger and bigger and bigger. And, the LSU program was great back in the 50s and 60s. And, it went away for the 70s and 80s and most of the 90s. It went 30-something years with just – not being relevant at all, not in the slightest.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but Rohan was part of that, turning it around. And that level of expectation is super high now.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please help us welcome to the Stingray Show the quarterback on the Bayou himself, Mr. Rohan Davey. Rohan, how are things with you this morning? And we lost him.
I guess Rohan got a call. So
Rohan, you with us? Obviously, Rohan is very popular this morning as this is the second time he has dropped off. So go ahead, Heath, and remind us, but you probably interviewed Rohan there at SEC Media Days as a young reporter.
yeah, I was there. I was there during the Saban years at SEC Media Days and in the beginning of the Les Miles years. I'll say this about Nick Saban real quick. He came in with like the gaudiest, loudest suit I have ever seen in my life. I can't remember if it was black or navy. I want to say it was a navy suit, and it had these thick, like 1 inch purple and gold stripes.
Mm-hmm.
And it had the pants to go with it. And I'm kind of like, we looked at our closet of all the things we had to wear, and we thought that was the best idea for media days.
Right.
Okay, all right. But it was a loud. Well, Stephen, I need multiple choice. I see his face. Who was the quarterback? He was from California. He played at Tennessee. He had the spiked up hair. He was like a 3-year starter at Tennessee. He was a big time recruit.
What year?
Oh man, like early 2000s.
Casey Clausen.
Yes, it was Casey Clausen.
Okay.
He came to media day in a zoot suit, same media day. Because I remember all the media guys were kind of making fun, like, I don't know who's got the worst suit. And I was like, that's easy, guys. For the players, it's Casey Clausen with a zoot suit. And it was a good-looking suit. It was just the jacket came down, like the tail of his jacket and the front of his jacket came down to like the back of his knees.
Right.
But it was a sharp jacket. It had a big fat collar on it. And then Nick Saban had that just whatever horrendous monstrosity he was wearing.
Heath, go ahead and ad lib just a little bit more. I'm going to call Rohan and see if he can't switch over to a computer, okay?
Wow, caught me flat-footed on that one.
Dude, I mean, well, hey, you have no...
We could get through it. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I see K-Bug is saying good morning this morning. Ton of SEC baseball action this weekend. Looking forward to that. Several SEC teams out in Arlington, Texas. Big tournament out there. UCLA's out there. Excuse me. Mississippi State's out there this weekend. So some of the very top-ranked teams in the top 5 out in Arlington, Texas. But, when you get to SEC baseball, this is where you kind of need to start figuring things out before you hit league play. This is kind of the last weekend you can kind of tinker and toy with your lineup. Now, every job is still open. Every baseball job is always open. If you go cold, you get injured, obviously there's going to be someone there. But right now, you're kind of trying to find your consistent guys that you got out there daily and rotate them on rest. But you're trying to get the consistent guys, get them ready for SEC play on the weekends for the 3-game weekend series. So that's what we're looking forward to this weekend in SEC play. Also, college basketball. This is the time where people go through like their last little slump. The very end of February, maybe the first week of March, you kind of need to get the funk out of your system. This is the time where you start playing great basketball. You're starting to see some teams really make some things happen. Again, UCLA starting to do something big out there on the West Coast. They have won a couple of big games here recently. They're probably going to be a double-digit seed in the tournament, and I don't think anybody wants to play them. Those guys are dangerous. So a lot of fun things are happening. SEC basketball, we know who the top guys are. We know most of who's making the tournament. We know that. Who's going to slide in? Can someone slide out? We got to pay attention to that as we get down this home stretch. So, yeah, college basketball, you got to start playing at a high level like this is probably your last weekend, maybe next weekend. It's the last time you can be making the bonehead mistakes. Then you got to start playing at a high level and very consistent. You've worked all off season, all preseason, non-conference games, and conference games to build to this point. So this is the most important time for SEC basketball to be hitting on all cylinders. A team like Auburn's been kind of going back and forth a little bit. They've had some nasty losses. You can get that funk out of your system now. Start making your run. So it's going to be interesting, and that's why we call it March Madness. We can't wait for the madness. We want the madness. So it's going to be fun, but start really paying attention right now. You could have ignored the entire season. If you start paying attention right now,
Right.
you start figuring out a lot of things on how to win your bracket.
So Rohan is actually en route back to Baton Rouge because he had to make a quick trip over to Houston. So he is going to try to do it one more time with us, and then we may have to scrap it again.
That's all right. We got plenty of SEC basketball and baseball to talk about because there are a lot of fun matchups happening this weekend.
All right, so Heath, what are you going to do this weekend?
Work, man. We're still behind from the ice.
Yeah,
and baseball and softball season is coming, so I've got to put some things to bed before that gets going. Some things that you don't necessarily do once a week or once a month or even a couple of times a year, but I got to put those things to bed before the season gets here. I'd like to kill off all of my grass and burn it.
right.
But we got a lot of rain last night, so I don't think the ground's going to be dry enough. But I'd like to go on and kill off my grass, burn it, put out some seed, and get ready for that. So the best time of year in my area, the Memphis area, the best time of year to seed your yard, April and August.
Right.
Seed it all through April, seed it all through August. And if you need grass to grow. So, yeah, my yard, it was so incredibly busy last summer. It was just a crazy summer. We won't get to that. We had a lot of family health problems and just trying to work through all that. And I let my yard go. Usually I'm fertilizing it and this and that. Like I would just knock it down and I would weed eat like once a month. Like I was not the good neighbor last summer but so many crazy stuff was going on. So got to make up for it this year. So I'd like to burn all the grass down and start over. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that this weekend, but I would like to try.
Heath, you gotta love technology, man. We have been trying to do this interview for a week.
Yeah, we started last Friday trying to do this. And it is what it is. It's okay. It's completely okay.
And Heath, I promoted it everywhere. I mean, I did. I promoted it on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, everywhere. All right. So here we go. Rohan.
What's happening?
Hey,
Rohan.
Us.
Oh shit! By the time you get to see this pretty face, huh? Goodness gracious.
Rohan, thank you for joining us. And first off, let me ask you, what are you up to nowadays?
Oh shit! Living the dream. Living the dream. Not really. No, nowadays, man, I got a catering business. I've been married. November it'll be 3 years. I got 3 wonderful kids, man. Older kids. My oldest daughter she just graduated law school about 6 months ago, and she's now in New Orleans working as a DA. My son's actually getting ready for his pro day at the University of Texas El Paso and LSU. And my youngest 20-year-old daughter, she's finishing up volleyball, getting ready to start volleyball, I should say, at Mississippi College. So
Nice.
Just that, catering and family, and just the same things you guys are doing, man. Same thing.
Right. Yes.
Rohan, looking back at your playing career, when did you have the most fun? Was it the NFL? Was it college? Was it high school? Was it when you first put on the pads?
That ain't even close. Let me tell you, the most fun I ever had. Yeah, absolutely college. Absolutely. Because, the thing that was different about it, once you begin to know that, okay, I could play football or this could take me someplace, it's like right. I never had asked. I came, so when being around and guys that, I know to this day. So that was an exciting time, and just being in Tiger Stadium,
Right.
yeah, in the atmosphere, that was just exciting, bro.
Yes. Heath, I think we're going to have to scrap it again because of the connectivity issues.
Don't look.
Yeah, you're going in and out. So, unfortunately, I think we're going to have to redo it.
Okay, now here. You guys can hear me? I can't
Oh
hear.
man, you gotta love technology, man, and cell phone service and everything else. I tell you what. So, I tell you what, Heath, if you're still with us, I need you to go ahead and ad lib again so that I can schedule Rohan again for another day, if you don't mind, please. And he's not even here. Okay.
I'm back.
What were you doing, man? I mean,
I had, like, right before we started the show, I looked at my phone. It was at 1%.
right.
So I don't have a charger long enough to reach I do, but I didn't have time to go get it. And like you were doing the theme song, the opening, and I ran and went and charged my phone. And so I sat there. I was like, well, Steven's going to say goodbye to Rohan. I'm going to go grab my phone real quick. So that's where I disappeared to. It's Friday.
I know, dude. I feel so bad.
It feels like Monday, but it's Friday.
Dude, I feel so bad about advertising it everywhere, and then this pops up. That sucks, dude. That just sucks. All right, so ad lib briefly, and then I will call Rohan and try to set this up for next Wednesday.
So hopefully we can get that.
Because, dude, he seems like a really good interview. I mean, the guy has stories.
Oh yeah. I mean, we've had Rohan before.
Right.
Maybe Steven, we should just fade into black and you just play the old show. And
yeah, I don't have it anymore. I had a computer crash, and that was one of the shows that I lost.
Oh, I thought you had all the shows back but one, and I couldn't remember which one it was.
I got a lot of them back, but there was like 4 or 5 that I never got back.
Wow.
Rohan was one, and the other one was the very first one that we did with Houston Nutt, and that was the best one.
That was a good show. That was a great show. I love Houston Nutt when he tells his story. Coach Nutt was probably my favorite interview back when I was in media, just because I felt like he would shoot you straight. He wouldn't like beat around the bush with things. But the fun thing about Houston Nutt, I'm gonna do my bad Houston Nutt impersonation. He starts talking and then he gets a little excited. And he gets a little bit more excited. He starts talking louder and faster. And so when he started telling that story, when Arkansas won that 7 overtime game there in Oxford against Ole Miss, and he told that story I think twice on our show, and he's like, Jeb Huckabee, all SEC linebacker, played for me. He would always order a pizza and have it delivered, and it would be there. He would order it after the game, and he'd go do the interviews with all the media to come back, and that pizza would be sitting there waiting on him. And he said he ordered that pizza, and he came back, and he said, Coach, look at this. And he said it was just cold. It was like a cement block. You drop it. And I called one of the coaches over, and I said, you call Burger King. I saw Burger King when we come to the stadium. You call Burger King, tell them that the Hogs are coming. And he said, they opened up that Burger King, and we ordered every Whopper they had. We had 155 Whoppers from Oxford to Tupelo. That's the best bus ride I ever had. And I was like, where did we just go? Like, I asked you a question, and then you took it from an overtime game to pizza to all SEC linebacker to Burger King and a bus ride to Tupelo. Like, I was like, I don't know how we got here, but it was fun. But yeah, Coach Houston, he has the best stories. And like I said, he just gets excited and he starts talking a little bit faster and a little bit louder. He gets go. If you don't believe me, watch the video of when he was at Arkansas and they beat LSU down in LSU. Oh gosh, which
Darren
running back did he have? It was Darren McFadden. Watch Darren McFadden. Just go to YouTube and type in Darren McFadden, bring that wood. And he starts talking and he's like, Mark Maid, he's a Heisman Trophy candidate. You need to put him up there. He should win the Heisman. He's like calling out Lou Holtz and Mark May and guys at ESPN. It's just hilarious. But yeah, Lou Holtz gets so worked up.
Yeah.
And or excuse me, Houston gets so worked up. And when he starts getting worked up, he starts talking faster and louder. And it just comes to a fever pitch. It's you gotta love Houston Nutt. Gotta love it.
All right, Heath. So we're gonna do this next week, I do believe, because he's on his way home. So we apologize again for the Rohan Davey issue there, as I was ready to go. So let's go ahead, Heath, and do the National Day of Today, and then we will call it a day on the Stingray Show, because I didn't prepare anything else besides that.
You told me you were going to prepare baseball just in case we had this again. Okay, that's fine.
Yep. All right, today is February the 27th, and for any of you nerds out there, 30 years ago today, this popular thing came out in Japan, and then it migrated over to America. Today is National and Worldwide Pokemon Day.
The Pokemons. I don't know anything about no Pokemons.
I don't either. I'm a fan of Godzilla, but not Pokemon.
I heard that Logan Paul sold some card here like 2 weeks ago for like some outrageous amount, like $6 million, $14 million. I can't remember how much it was, but it was a Pokemon card. And I was like, well, okay. But yeah, sold that thing here like a couple of weeks ago. So, but I don't know one thing about the Pokemons.
All right. It is also National Retro Day.
That's every day, man.
I know.
Steven, what one retro thing do you like? I know you like records.
Yes.
Is there a record that you want that you don't have? Or is there a favorite record that you got, a favorite retro record that you got?
Probably any of the 80s music, because I'm a major fan of the 80s.
Nothing wrong with that. And who has a cool album cover from the 80s? What pops in your mind?
I have no idea.
What?
I mean, I guess Def Leppard, the one that's got Pour Some Sugar on Me.
Yeah, that is oh, that's not the Photograph album. That's the I didn't even see the album. But I remember what you're talking about. It's got the face on it, and
right.
Yeah, I remember that album.
What about you?
I just love Michael Jordan's because I didn't really have a pair. I got a pair there for Christmas when I was in 8th grade.
Right.
But I always wanted a pair, and so my son always wanted the Air Jordan 3s. My son got me those for Christmas like 2 years ago. I wore them the other night to the daddy-daughter dance this past Sunday. But yeah, I kind of look at some of those Jordan shoes are ugly. I wouldn't buy them, but there's a couple. Everyone remembers the first one. No one talks about the second pair. And oh wow, Tarzan died this week.
Sad about that, man.
It is. Oh, here we go. But yeah, my teenage daughter's walking through the room. She's happy about something that. Oh, she's got records that just came in, Steven.
That's awesome.
I don't know what she ordered.
That's awesome. All
Maybe
right.
she'll hand them to me after she orders them. I'll show you here in a minute.
Okay. Heath, it is also National Polar Bear Day.
Wow. Only thing I got for that is the Coca-Cola bears.
Yeah.
I
miss those cool commercials that Coca-Cola used to have like that.
I remember there was a Pepsi commercial, and it was like during spring break or summertime, and it showed like Santa at like some Jamaican resort, some Caribbean resort, and he's got his Hawaiian shirt on, and he's dancing, having a good old time, part of the Congo line, and so they go to fill up his drink, and they go to put Coke in it, and he says, "No, I'm on vacation."
Mm-hmm.
And they reaches for the Pepsi and starts drinking. I thought it was hilarious because Coke did all those commercials with Santa Claus, all those old posters and displays and stuff with Santa Claus. And then they're trying to make Santa Claus look like he's drinking Pepsi. All right, here we go. Hand it to me. What do we got here? The Sundays, Static and Silence. I have no idea here.
Yeah. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, my 17-year-old daughter rocking out here. She's opening up some more. She's very excited. I think she spends all of her money on vinyl here. What do we got here? Is this the last one? Oh, the Cranberries. I know about this one, Steven.
Oh, yeah.
That's for my time. We got that reflection there, but the Cranberries.
That's awesome.
I told this story the other day. I think I actually told it to my daughter. The Cranberries came, and I was in college, and they did a concert here in Memphis. I want to say it was Music Fest, Bill Street Music Fest. That always happens in May, Memphis in May. And, they got all the stages lined up. We talked about Memphis in May the other day. They had 3-6 Mafia, and on the stage next to them was Leonard Skinner. Yeah, it still blows my mind. But they'll have like 10 stages lined up, and they'll bring out a different act like every 90 minutes. It's wonderful. So there's usually like 5 concerts going on at a time as the other stages are getting prepared. So as soon as you finish one concert, you've got like less than 10 minutes to go to the next concert that starts. So you can zigzag. You go in and out of all the different concerts. It's all outside Tom Lee Park. But anyway, the Cranberries were playing. And so they played their second best song. I can't remember that song. They played it at the end of Mission Impossible, the first one. And then anyway, their big song, Zombie. And so they started singing like all their other songs, and like the crowd would boo. They're like, play Zombie. And they'd start playing some other song.
Mm-hmm.
And then the crowd would start booing. And so the crowd started chanting and singing, Zombie, Zombie, Zombie. And then they would play another song and everyone would start booing. And then they'd finish that song and they would start talking, and then everybody would start singing, Zombie, Zombie. Like did it after every song. So after like 6 songs, and it's finally to play their last one, they play Zombie and everybody erupts and cheers. But yeah, everyone booed for all that.
Alabama is actually in a tournament out in Frisco, Texas, and in that tournament is Iowa, Houston, and Oregon State. So those are 3 formidable opponents, and they will play all 3 games today, tomorrow, and on Sunday. I think they open up tonight with Iowa, I think.
Houston is a great baseball program,
Yep.
a phenom baseball program.
Yep.
You've got to watch Houston. They usually have a good club.
I mean, shit.
And of course, Oregon State.
Yeah, it's Alabama versus Iowa tonight at 6.
And where's it being played?
Frisco, Texas.
Yeah. So they're going to be out there close to the Arlington, Texas. I want to say there's 8 teams in Arlington.
Yeah.
See, I'll try to pull that up real quick on my phone.
It's Iowa today, Oregon State tomorrow, and then Houston on Sunday. And then they're back to Tuscaloosa next week. Alabama better get that bad taste out of their mouth, though, because they got ruled down at Southern Miss on Tuesday night. That was a really bad game for them. Southern Miss got into their pitching, and man, oh man, it was not good as Southern Miss hit 2 grand slams. Oh, it was, if you're an Alabama fan, man, it was a bad night. But let me tell you, if you're a Southern Miss fan, they were screaming to the top.
Oh, I bet. Let's see. Mississippi State and Arizona State, they got the early game.
Yes.
They play at it says 12 Eastern, so that would be 11 o'clock. So here in 2 hours, we'll have SEC baseball.
Yep.
Number 11, Georgia's got Oakland. Number 20, Tennessee has UCLA. So Tennessee is out there along with UCLA out in Arlington with Mississippi State.
Okay.
You got UT Arlington and number 6, Arkansas. You got St. John's in Kentucky, number 22, Kentucky. Ooh. Ole Miss taking on Baylor. Now, Baylor is an up and down program. Sometimes they're very good, sometimes they're not. Ole Miss coming in at 25, Baylor unranked. So, I'm guessing Baylor hasn't done too much here early in the season. This is odd to say, Stephen. Unranked Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Taking on the Anteaters of UC Irvine. UC Irvine usually has a very fun and program there, a fighting program. Number 13, Oklahoma and Gonzaga. North Dakota State and Missouri. Look at Missouri trying to stack some wins.
Yep.
Here you go, Stephen. Florida, Miami. Number 10, Florida. Number 17, Miami. That's going to be fun. That's also going to be on the ACC network. That's going to come on at 6 o'clock tonight.
Good. I'll probably watch that.
I would love to tell you that I am. I'm going to be so stinking busy.
Right.
I probably won't. Alabama and Iowa, Nebraska and Auburn.
Oh, that's a good one.
And let's see here. That's game. Number 15, Clemson and South Carolina. South Carolina, if you want to start getting some respect this season, you can do it with your in-state rival that you just can't stand. LSU kind of taking it easy this weekend. Number 2, LSU with Dartmouth.
Yeah. Okay.
And hey, you know what? LSU shockingly took that loss to in-state school, McNeese State, earlier this week. So I got a feeling they weren't looking ahead to Dartmouth.
No. Hey, Heath, going back to the national history of today, National Day of today.
Hey, I want to throw 2 more games out real quick before you do it. 3 more games. Number 3, Texas. Number 9, Coastal Carolina. Ooh. That will be fun. Virginia Tech, who's trying to build a baseball program. Number 23, Texas A&M. And Ole Miss in that tournament gets Ohio State tomorrow. So there you go. So there you go. Ohio State used to be so good in baseball. And in the 90s, they just stopped giving money to the program. Like, all right, we're done with this.
Football.
Yep.
All right. Heath, National Day of today. We've got one thing left. It is National Strawberry Day.
I'm a big fan of strawberries. I like strawberries.
So make sure you partake in strawberries today for National Strawberry Day.
I like them even better when they're dipped in chocolate. Or covered in chocolate.
Who doesn't, man?
I know. Dude, I remember one time, Steven, we were on vacation on spring break years ago. I think we went to 30A. We did go to 30A. And we went to Panama City Beach for dinner. And I didn't like their desserts. I was like, I'll skip tonight. and we were walking around, and I found this little candy shop or something, ice cream place. I can't remember. The kids wanted ice cream, so I was like, all right, sure. They had the fattest chocolate covered strawberry I've ever seen. I took a picture of it. I put it on top of a Coke can. Like it covered the whole top of the Coke can. I mean, it was a fat daddy, let me tell you. But yeah, I wish they were all that size.
All right, Heath, can you tell me what is celebrated in New Orleans for the first time on this day in 1827?
I want to guess Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras.
1827? Wow.
And Heath, let me also thank you, Kay, for joining and also talking about this. Last year, I believe it was, or nope, 2 years ago, I actually went to a festival in Coleman, Alabama called the Strawberry Festival, and it was during the time that the strawberries were ripe. So you could go up to the farmer's market and get fresh, picked strawberries. Heath, would you imagine that the Strawberry Festival, named around strawberries, ran out of freaking strawberries? I was so pissed. I'm like, are you kidding me?
You should have made an alternative shirt. It's like I went to the mini strawberry festival. I came away with no strawberries.
Dude, that was a miserable trip though. It was
Oh man, I hate to hear that.
It was so hot. They ran out of strawberries, and it was the most crowded event I have ever seen in my life. It was awful. So I do not recommend the Strawberry Festival in Coleman.
Wow. Wow, Steven, you hating on that strawberry festival pretty hard, man.
Dude, it was not fun. It was not fun.
You remember when people used to blame everything on COVID?
Yeah. I do. All right.
I'll probably bring that joke back like 6 years from now. I was like, well, due to COVID, I can't do that.
All right. Heath, can you tell me the actual feet of the world's longest indoor jump record set by Carl Lewis on this day in 1984?
I don't know, but Carl Lewis could do almost anything on the track and field, man. That guy was such a fun athlete to watch. I have no idea. 21 feet. I have no idea.
This record stood for over 40 years at 28 feet 10 inches.
Oh, my dear Lord. So he jumped almost 10 yards.
Yep.
He jumped over 9 yards. That's insane.
Yep.
But someone did break it?
Yes, it says that record has stood. Oh, it has stood for over 40 years. So no, nobody's beaten it. No. It's still to this day. 28 feet, 10 inches.
I wonder what is the second longest jump.
It does not show that.
I wonder if like the second longest jump is like 24 feet, like it's nowhere close. I do know with long jumping, if the wind is blowing too much, you can't jump. Which I was like, really? Is it really helping or hurting that much? Obviously it is. But I mean, we're looking at races for 100th of a second. I'm sure the wind does play some kind of factor in doing your long jump.
Right. Now, Heath, going back to 1982, can you tell me who was arrested for a DUI, who was placed on 3 years probation and fined $603? And this will actually shock you.
What year was this?
1982.
Oh.
Shocked me.
All right, pull up John's comment real quick. John, I believe you.
Yes.
I absolutely believe you.
Yep.
That's hilarious. Yeah, don't step on rattlesnakes.
No, that would be bad.
So who got the DUI in 1982?
Johnny Carson.
Oh wow.
Now, here is the worst part about it. They did not even pull him over for being intoxicated. They initially pulled him over for having an expired registration tag on his DeLorean.
That's fun.
And I was just like, are you kidding me, man?
So Johnny had a DeLorean
Yeah.
3 years before Back to the Future.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
All right. Can you tell me who was born on this day who is known as the first woman to be paid $1 million to appear in a film?
What year was it?
She was born in 1932 and died in 2011. It is her birthday today. She is a British-American Oscar-winning actress.
First person that comes to mind is Liz Taylor.
Elizabeth Taylor.
There you go.
She was the first woman to ever be paid $1 million to appear in a film.
And that's why you don't play Trivial Pursuit with me. Don't ask me how my mind works. I don't know how. That just came up, but it did.
All right. Can you also...
I got to say this. Liz Taylor was known for being late to absolutely anything and everything.
Right.
In her will, she asked to be 20 minutes late to her own funeral. So I think the burial, everyone got there after the service, and at the burial, she arrived 20 minutes late on purpose.
Right.
So there you go.
Okay. Now, Heath, you love reading, correct?
Yeah. Well, I used to when I had the chance, but.
All right. Whose birthday is it today? He was born in 1902, died in 1968, and won the Pulitzer Nobel winning novelist for a bunch of books that he wrote, and he won the Nobel Prize in 1962.
I'm going to say it's not Alfred Hitchcock. I don't think it's Alfred.
No. When I tell you the names, it will give it away. So I'm not going to do that. I'll give you one. East of Eden in 1952.
Oh, is it John Steinbeck?
Yep.
Yeah. From Salinas, California, because I had to do a book report on him as a kid. The Grapes
of Wrath, The East of Eden, and Of Mice and Men.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually had to read Of Mice and Men in high school.
I had to read it in junior high, and I was so shocked that they were letting us read this book with all these cuss words in it. And I'm like, We can't say this in class. Why am I reading it?
Right.
Yeah, I still have a problem with Of Mice and Men. But yeah, John Steinbeck. Salinas, California. And I had a wonderful friend when I lived in San Diego, and I probably text her once every other year. But yeah, she was from Salinas. And so when I met her, I was like, where are you from? She's like, Salinas, California. I was like, the home of John Steinbeck. She goes, how do you know that? You're from Mississippi. I didn't tell her I did a book report on it. I just wanted to sound smart.
All right, Heath. Can you also tell me whose birthday it is today of American Oscar and Emmy-winning actress who is credited as the first person with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 1960. She was born in 1930. She
I
is known for The Three Faces of Evil and Rachel and Rachel.
I do not think it's Marilyn Monroe. I don't think
No,
it's her.
no, no.
Um,
I don't even think I've heard of this woman before.
I don't
Maybe
think it's Jane Mansfield.
no,
I don't think it's Sophia Loren.
no.
I told a Sophia Loren joke yesterday. That's another story. I don't know, who was it?
Joanne Woodard.
Really?
Joanne Woodard was credited as the first person with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 1960.
Wow, that's crazy.
And today is her birthday.
That's wow. I wouldn't have guessed that in 2,000 years. Wow, Joanne Woodard, first star on the Hall of Fame. I always heard that when a celebrity does something that people don't like, they go and destroy their star on the walk. So if you come out on some political issue and speak against what the folks in California think is correct, they will go and cause damage and destruction to your star. Isn't that crazy? You're not really hurting them. I don't understand why or what the big deal is.
All right, and Heath, we will finish on this one. Can you tell me who died on this day in 2003? He was born in 1928, and he is an American Emmy-winning TV personality and a Presbyterian minister.
Presbyterian minister. Wait, when did he die?
2003.
I
He
have no
had
idea.
a major TV show that ran from 68 to 2001. He was the creator, the producer, and the host.
Who is that?
Oh, won't you please be my neighbor?
Mr. Rogers.
Yep.
Wow. Have you ever seen that clip where, because Wheel of Fortune will get on the road and travel and they'll tour every now and again? You ever see the clip when they were in Pittsburgh and they brought him out?
Mm.
It was a louder pop than anything you've ever seen in wrestling. It was insanely crazy. You can check it out on YouTube. But yeah, Mr. Rogers made an appearance and he brought gifts for Vanna and what's his name? Pat Sajak. And but like the crowd went crazy. You can tell Vanna was excited to meet Mr. Rogers. Pat was too. We all grew up watching Mr. Rogers. He's kind of like that uncle that we all liked.
Right.
But yeah. But I did know he was a Presbyterian minister. I did know that.
Heath, I have got to finish the Stingray Show talking about one thing in particular, okay?
All right.
Okay. So,
Oh, he's a
obviously,
veteran too. Mr. Rogers was a veteran, thanks to John.
yeah.
Did not know that.
Yeah. All right. So, Heath, obviously, we are coming up on the spring tornado season. And, everybody's talking, and you actually went through a tornado last year at your home there in Hernando.
That
Tell
started the
everybody
craziness.
about that.
That started the craziness of a crazy summer, man. But I will say this. We didn't even know we were getting any rain. We didn't know we had any bad weather coming. And I remember me and my son I was talking to my son a little bit earlier, about 20 minutes earlier, and I sent him to bed. And it was close to the end of school, and he didn't have to go to school. He was telling me all that. He's like, I don't have to go to school till like 11 or whatever it was. And it's like, all right. Because I asked him, like, why are you not in bed? And so anyway, I was sitting here. I had just sat down for the night. Got everything done, sat down, and was turning on the TV. I had recorded a game. I can't remember what game it was. Wanted to watch it. And I was probably like 90 seconds into it. And I started hearing it, and I was like, is that rain? And then before I could get up and turn around, it was like a fire hose was like trying to knock down my front door and my windows in the front of my house.
Right.
And I was like, good Lord. And then the lightning was crazy. I mean, I have never seen so much lightning repetitive. Like, it was just several flashes a second, it seemed like
Right.
2 or 3 flashes a second. I'm like, what in the world? And well, again, I didn't even know it was supposed to rain. It was beautiful 20 minutes earlier because I let the dog out.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to my son. And so anyway, I heard the siren go off. And I said, is that a tornado siren? I was like, is that the siren in town? And I went to go put on the TV. Boom. All the electricity went out. This all happened
Wow.
in like maybe 20 seconds, 15 to
Right.
20 seconds. It happened so incredibly fast where I sat down, I'm watching TV, I'm 90 seconds into my game, and then all of a sudden I'm like, is that rain? Is that what is this lightning?
Mm-hmm.
And hearing the door, and the electricity went out. I got the kids in the hallway. That's the safest place in our house is our hallway.
Right.
And I got the kids in the hallway. Got my son to come downstairs, and I was just like, this is crazy. And we're watching the weather on our phones. And about that time, I mean, we're probably not even a minute into the storm yet.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, boom! I hear this huge thud at my door. It was my next door neighbor's garbage can.
Mm.
Blown from his house, hit our front door. I'm glad it hit our front door because we got 2 huge windows by the front door
Right.
on each side. Just slammed the front door.
Right.
And I mean, I'm looking at the front window now. His house is probably about 35, 40 yards away. So that garbage can traveled from like 35, 40 yards away and hit our front door. And I'm just like, and it wasn't garbage day the next day. I mean, it was just insane, man.
Right.
But usually with tornadoes, we kind of know a couple of days out, a couple of hours, like, hey, it could be bad here in a little bit. Definitely a couple of minutes. That night, we had no clue. It just dropped out of the sky on us.
Mm-hmm.
Blew our tree over, completely uprooted a tree next to the house. It was a crepe myrtle. Hey, we cut the top of it off. We ratcheted it down. We saved that tree.
Right.
But it's blooming and everything. It's crazy. But we had to get a new roof. Tons of big trees in our cove. A lot of them were knocked down.
Right.
We could not leave our house for several hours because of all the damage.
Right.
We couldn't make it to the street. So it was crazy. It wasn't one tree covering. I want to say there was like 4 trees covering our cove in the street to get out to the main artery. So yeah, there was like 4 trees. That was just the trees in the road. There were trees down in the yard on people's houses.
Right.
Matter of fact, my neighbor is getting a roof right now. That almost happened a year ago.
Mm.
He's just now getting a roof. They haven't been living there. They've been living in a hotel.
Wow.
Yeah. That tree fell and took out about a third of their house.
Oh my gosh.
So, but I mean, we were displaced for like 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have electricity for multiple days. We got electricity back, all that. But yeah, it was the end of the school year, and
Right.
they had to cancel school for like 2 days and kind of drug some things out. It was crazy. It was just crazy.
Well, the reason that I bring that up is because yesterday the Storm Prediction Center placed a slight risk over West Alabama and Mississippi. However, they said that the biggest threat was going to be hail and wind. And so there was a storm that formed over Jasper, Alabama yesterday morning, and it traveled through the Birmingham Metro and went into the Trussville and Pinson area. Now remember that I have said it was large hail going to be the main threat. And out of the blue, this popped out of the sky and did damage in Trussville and in Pinson, damaging over 20 homes. And as you can see, there is debris in the funnel going around this tornado. So this is a friendly reminder. Any severe storm, regardless if the atmosphere is conducive or not for tornadoes, can produce tornadoes. So that is why when a severe thunderstorm warning is issued, you must treat it like a tornado warning and go into a sturdy shelter just in case one of these rogue tornadoes drops down like it did yesterday in Pinson and Trussville, Alabama, and it was rated an EF1.
Wow. Stephen, how rare are those just random tornadoes like that?
You probably get 3 or 4 of those a year.
Wow.
That
sometimes they're massive, sometimes they're small.
Yes. And sometimes the reason that the Weather Service doesn't warn for them is because the sweep of the radar goes around like every, I would say, 5 minutes. And probably what happened was when that one the radar sweep went around, that one dropped and picked back up by the time the radar beam went back around to pick it up.
So that's how they miss it sometimes.
Yes, correct.
Because that was the thing with that one that happened at our house almost a year ago.
Yeah.
And but there were I got a picture of it after it blew over my house. And I didn't even I thought it might be straight line winds. I didn't know, but I remember the news. They were kind of talking about we're hearing some things, and it's like we're trying to confirm things, and
right.
But there were like 2 twisters there. But that's
you had twins, man. You had twins.
We had twins.
Yeah. But yeah, man, let me also say that is a friendly reminder that any severe storm can produce a quick spin up tornado just like that in a moment's notice. So always keep your eye to the sky in a severe thunderstorm warning.
Hey, what about water spouts? Should we be concerned about those?
Only if you're a boater.
Because I always sit there and I've never seen a water spout. I've always wanted to. I've seen pictures and videos.
Right. Now, occasionally they can come on land, but that's very rare.
So, because sometimes you see them and they're just like, it seems like,
yeah,
100, 200 yards offshore. And like everyone's just sitting there taking pictures like, oh man, look at that. That's so cool. I'm like, should we be running right now?
Right. All right. So, Heath, that is going to wrap up the Fun Friday edition of the Stingray Show. It has been a wild one because we thought we were going to have Rohan Davey join us. And, of course, we had audio connectivity issues with him. And we apologize for that. And hopefully we can get Rohan on one day next week. However, we do have a guest confirmed for Monday morning, and hopefully that one will go smoothly as we have an individual who is now working with the SEC office up in Birmingham, Alabama, who is a former member of the Duke head coach and the Ole Miss head coach as well, one David Cutcliffe, joins us at 8:15 on Monday morning.
Yeah, looking forward to Coach Cut. I interviewed Coach Cut probably half a dozen times, maybe more than that. Always a gentleman, always a nice guy. And I always thought he got a very bad shake at Ole Miss. I'll say that when the Mannings, all the Mannings, the ones that went to Ole Miss and the ones that didn't, come out and support
Right.
Coach Cut of not being fired, and they fired him anyway, that still shocks me. All the Mannings were like, we think this is a terrible idea.
Yep.
And they let him go.
And you see what kind of success he had after that up at Duke, resurrecting that football program that is a basketball school.
And I don't know if Ole Miss fans will admit it now. The sensible ones will. The older crowd may or may not, I don't know. But you went from Coach Cut to Coach O.
Yeah.
And I think Orgeron won one or two SEC games his entire time at Ole Miss. I think he won just one SEC game. I think he beat Vanderbilt once.
Right.
I could be wrong on that. He might have won two. But, you know, I just got sat there like, wow, you gave up Coach Cut for this. The second winningest coach all time with school history.
Right.
For this. I was like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
The grass is not always greener, man.
Yeah, we've seen other schools do that. We saw Auburn do that. You know, they were so happy to run Gus out, and I mean, look what's happened since. I'm okay with having John on the show.
Yes, we should. John, when you want to do it, man, let's do it.
So, but yeah, you look at Auburn, they got rid of Gus Malzahn. I'm sure we could think of several
Yes.
different things. I mean, Florida got rid of Dan Mullen and brought in something different. Dan was still winning. You know, you could go either way on that one at Florida. Man, you just so many schools are so quick to pull the trigger. I mean, look at Brett Bielema at Arkansas. He was winning there. Hey, here we go, John. They fired him, and I mean, look at all the people they hired after Brett Bielema. Like, none of it's worked.
Right.
So, I mean, it's just, I don't know what's going on at Arkansas.
Yeah. All right. So, Heath, have a wonderful weekend out there. Enjoy all of the college baseball matchups in the tournaments that we have this weekend. Have a fun, safe, and I guess you would say not working weekend. And we will see you on the Monday edition of the Stingray Show, when hopefully we can get back to a little bit of sanity with David Cutcliffe. I was waiting on you to say something, man, but you were just sitting there smiling.
Yeah, well, Coach Cut, man, he, I want to say his son's coaching at like Oxford High School.
Yeah.
Or maybe Lafayette High School there in Oxford. I can't remember which.
Right.
But I think his son's coaching down there. You know what? I'm glad I thought about that. I will probably ask some of my first few questions will be about his son and coaching and all that. You would think that Coach Cut's probably at Oxford more often than you think now.
Right.
So I look forward to that. Annabelle, have a great weekend yourself. It is Fried Bologna Friday. And guess what, Stephen? I do have to travel out there around lunchtime today. So I'll probably go through my store. I've already prepared. I was getting ready to put on a clean shirt this morning after I got up, got my shower before I took the kids to school.
Right.
And I was like, nope. Wear that dirty shirt that you wore, because you're going to go into that place and it's going to be all smoky. And you might as well just get your dirty shirt smoky and go from there. So, I'm wearing used clothes today when I go out. I'll put on my red polo that I wore yesterday on the show, and I'll get it all smoky before I throw it in the dirty clothes.
Heath, make sure you eat some strawberries today for National Strawberry Day, all right?
That always seems like the perfect side for a fried bologna sandwich.
No, that is gross.
That sounds like eruption diarrhea is what it sounds like. Explosive diarrhea.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, no, I probably won't have strawberries with my fried bologna sandwich.
All right, so Heath, we will see you on the Monday edition of the Stingray Show. Have a great one, and hopefully it will be more fun on the Stingray Show.
Steven, have a good one, brother, and have a great weekend.
I will, man. I will. And one more fun thing.
Ha!
That's right. That was miserable.
I don't have time to go to Coleman to look for strawberries. I don't even have time to go to Kroger, which is 2 miles down the road from me, to go looking for strawberries right now. I got so much I got to get going on.
All right. I will let you go. See you later.
Have a good weekend too, John. See you, Stingray.
It's a new year, and now is the best time to review your insurance policies. With a helpful customer service team here to serve you in Alabama and over in Mississippi for all of your auto, home, life, and business insurance needs, call the Jeff Nee Agency of Alpha Insurance to create a customized plan to protect your family's home and autos. You can stop by his office at 3428 McFarland Boulevard in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, or simply call 205-462-8192, or call the number on your screen right there. And remember, with Alpha Insurance, the more you protect it, the more you save. Reach out to the Jeff Nee Agency of Alpha today for all of your auto, home, life, and business insurance needs. Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Ferguson of South's Finest Meats, the official sponsor of the Stingray Show, has a message for you.
Everything we do here is fresh and custom made, custom to order. I tell people when they come in, if you don't see what you like, ask somebody. We've got the capability to process it, make it. If you want a different blend of hamburger meat, we'll do your brisket blend. We'll do your chuck blend. We'll do your sirloin blend. We do all that right here. We are a butcher shop. That's what we do. So please don't be afraid to ask if you don't see what you like. We can make you any size patty you want. We can make you any amount you want. People call me and say, well, how many patties come in the box? Well, ma'am, how many would you like in a box? You want 12, we'll put 12. You want 25, we'll put 25.
That's just one of the many things that South's Finest Meats has to offer, the official butcher shop of the Stingray Show.